Yesterday, a historic day in our nation's capital. Nearly 300,000 right there on the National Mall showing their solidarity for the Jewish state at the March for Israel rally. Somewhere out there, I can't see her right there, but she's live in our studio. Our next guest, former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, taking this video and saying the absence of Biden and Harris was felt among thousands. And she joins us right now.
Thank you.
Good morning to you. Why'd you have to go?
It was critical to me to take advantage of the opportunity to stand in solidarity with the Jewish people, to stand up against this incredibly unprecedented level of anti-Semitism that's taking over the world, and to stand strongly against the radical Islamist terrorists, not only in Hamas, but around the world, who are both the short-term and long-term threat to all of our peace, security, and freedom.
You were right out there, and you were with some friends. I'm sure the people you talked a little bit about, and you mentioned it a moment ago, anti-Semitism.
Yes.
Since the October 7th attack, anti-Semitic assaults on Jewish Americans have gone up 400%. I was talking to some kids yesterday. They're afraid to go to school because something bad might happen.
And that's what was so striking to me, Steve, about being there with nearly 300,000 people. I did not get that sense of fear in the crowd. I know you were there as well. Obviously, there's a natural security concern. I was wondering, okay, where are the counter-protesters going to be? Is there someone who could potentially, conduct a violent attack on this mass group of people?
Would just take one.
It would only take one, and you would have a mass casualty incident. I served in a medical unit in the Army in Iraq, and this is the kind of thing that we prepared for, but what I experienced was really powerful. It was almost 300,000 people. The feeling in the air was one of hope, of love, of joy, of an appreciation for life and freedom. And I think it's an important thing to take note of, the contrast between that versus the violent mob of pro-Hamas protesters that we're seeing all over the world, who have to cover their faces as they go and, graffiti walls and threaten and beat people up and even kill people as they launch their anti-Semitic attacks. It's a fundamental difference between the rest of the world, who values life and freedom and peace, versus these radical Islamists who celebrate death and martyrdom and seek to kill anyone who does not adhere to their radical application of Islam.
I was talking to some members of Congress over the last couple of days about what's it like to work in Congress where they are clearly on Israel's side, but there are a number of their colleagues who are on the other side. They are pro-Hamas for the most part. Also, Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, apparently, this is a Fox News Digital story. You can read about it at Fox News Digital. She is part of a secret social media group where the members have glamorized Hamas in its war, in the battle with Israel. And that's the headline. Look for it on Fox News. Does that surprise you?
It is terrible, but sadly, it doesn't surprise me. We have seen, go back to Ilhan Omar's statement about 9/11 as a day when some people did some things. There's a group of people within Congress who are blatantly and openly Islamist terrorist apologists, period. That shouldn't surprise any of us because they have made themselves known. What should be surprising and disturbing to the American people is how many people in my former party, in the Democrat Party, which is one of the main reasons I left, are also Islamist apologists, or who are so afraid of being labeled as Islamophobic that they won't stand up and say what is necessary to speak the truth about the threat that Islamist terrorists, whether it's Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or Al-Shabaab and other groups, pose to freedom and peace-loving people everywhere.
But now is the time to stand up. And while yesterday was fantastic with 300,000 people who showed up, yesterday can't be the end. It's got to be continued.
I hope that they do these kinds of rallies for peace and love and freedom and life in cities across America and around the world. And we all need to stand with the Jewish people and with each other right now. It's critical.
Thank you very much for stopping by,
seeing you,
Tulsi.
Steve.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.